Well, I think there are a lot of pressing concerns. I think a lot of our kids have been subjected to a tremendous amount of trauma, be it gang violence, be it family violence.
Tony DiVittorio, who's one of our licensed counselor practitioners here, found that a lot of the young males really had a lot of issues in regards to self-control. They didn't quite seem to know or appear how to behave in age-appropriate ways.
Tony really took this to heart and began to develop a curriculum that looked at these concepts like integrity, self-determination, goal setting, anger management, and really put them all together into sort of a curriculum that we could use in small groups.
And then we'll finish today's session with deep breathing. But I want to start with just open check-ins. What are you mad, glad, sad, or scared about? What's going on in your life?
Check-in basically is a chance for the students to talk out loud to themselves and check in with themselves about what they're mad about, what they're glad about, what they're sad about, and what they're scared about in a safe place.
And my cousin or whatever, he's had a heart attack, and he real young, so I'm kind of scared about that, how that's gonna go.
I'm glad I'm bringing my grades up, because last time I had all D's, now I got all C's.
And he's able to say maybe verbally for the first time what's going on in his life.
I never even knew my daddy, so what I learned now, I always learned it from the streets, always down the street.
Like when I do get homework, I don't want to bug my mom because she got to go to work every day and I don't got a dad to help me and stuff, so when I go home, I just do the homework. It be wrong, but at least I do it, and I go to school, they be like, F.
A lot of the students I work with do not know their biological father. It's very common. A lot of the students I work with, their father is in prison. A lot of students I work with, their father's there, but he's not emotionally involved.
But it was like a few years ago, I got in contact with him. People like do good, and every time you look at the moon, you see my face, and I'll be there. And then like soon I left from his house that weekend or that week, and I tried calling, and I was calling like, you gonna pick me up? He was like he couldn't do it, and he started making excuses, and I just lost contact with him. So I ain't seen him in a good probably 2-3 years.
Does it cause you to behave a certain way? Do you carry stuff around with you?
They're reachable. These aren't the students who don't come to school. These aren't the students who are so hardcore invested into like maybe the gang life or this and that where they're a total threat to the school. These are the students who are on the border.
Come in. Place.
The one particular student that Tony and I have been working with pretty intensely has been Brian Gomez. I think one of the major benefits of the program and of Brian's involvement not only in the program but also in the martial arts program is that Tony is a great person, a resource person, and has a really good rapport with Brian. So it's not just me trying to figure out what's going on with the student, it's me working with another adult who has a relationship with the student.
It helps a lot because you think about it before you start expressing your anger. You think about why you're mad at one another. So that helps you out with that.
When he had that situation recently where he was angry with the teacher, it's not me saying, okay, you got to do this or you got to do that. He came and he's able to feel what he needs to feel, you know, whether it's tears or anger. The way you present yourself as a young man in the school every day is your choice, but you have to be responsible or you face the consequences. That's always the lesson we talk about. And so he's making this choice to relate to me this way. Brian and I had an altercation earlier where a situation happened. It was pretty heated.
When I would talk to him about this, you know, he would start crying. You know, anger would come out, but he wasn't able to verbalize it, what the anger was about. He would talk a lot about his biological father, though, and, you know, a lot of anger, I don't want to become like him, things like that.
rules are when someone steps in the middle, no, he doesn't fall. Your job is to make sure he doesn't fall.
Don't take your foot up. Don't take your foot up. Let's get it. Come on.
I spend a lot of time doing these group building activities that we call group missions.
1 foot in there and 1 foot is up, we good, right?
Correct.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And I give them these activities which are challenging, forces them to work together. We process that. Without those group missions, the group never comes together.
And then you guys catch me. Okay?
When they look back on high school, they're not going to think, oh yeah, algebra, that was wonderful. I think what happens in the BAM program is going to be more meaningful to them in the years to come.
Before I came to this group, freshman year, I wasn't even thinking about owning my own business or whatever. Changed my attitude towards people, changed my way of looking at people, looking at myself too, and making me become a man.
And I've read some of these kids' files downstairs, and some of them have been through a lot at home, a whole lot. And you can't expect them to come into school and learn algebra and Shakespeare just because I said so, because I'm the teacher. And sometimes I think they need a little more than that.
Sister, her husband had raped her or whatever, my little sister. And I was kind of mad about that. And at a point, I just felt like, you feel me, going over there and killing them. But I was like, I can't even do that or whatever. I seen so much stuff that they probably never seen before. They don't know what we gotta wake up and go through every day. To me, they don't care about me. They don't come ask me how's everything at home. Only person that asked me was probably y'all. You, Will, and Andrew. I talked to Andrew. Ain't no.
But what are you gonna do to make it out? What are you gonna do to be able to get what you need? Because it's clear at this point that
really wanted to say what he truly wanted to say. I don't have a father teaching me things. I'm from the streets. I'm on house arrest right now. Once that venting was out, I tried to bring him back to a point of leverage of where he could take accountability.
I never really trusted nobody, but now it's all starting to come around. Why? Because I never really put in that time to try to trust nobody.
It's deep. Are you starting to trust people now, you think, in a group?
Yeah.
He wants to succeed, but there's times, I'm sure, and I'm assuming here, that there's a lot of days where he feels that he's not supposed to succeed, that it's too hard to succeed because of where he's been. The remarkable thing I'm finding about Dion is that he's been able to contain himself and progress while here in high school.
Come on, man.
What you got right now? What you got right now?
I'm waiting for Mr. Yes.
No, what class you got though? So, if they're coming out of class, I need to have permission. So I just recruited him right now. Well, welcome to BAM, guys, and this is one of the stories that we share in the BAM program. This is a program of male responsibility. You guys are warriors. You guys are here, you're coming to school, and I want you.
I was more growing up on the street and growing up from my brother's actions and growing up on my own. So when I met Tony, I was like, you know, this is like the man figure. You know, this is the man figure that in my life, and he's positive. You know, he's not negative like my father or my brother. He's positive. He's doing what he has to, and I respected him for that. You know, and many people might think, oh, it's just a program, you know, but just saying one thing, oh, that kid's stupid, you know, that kid's gonna remember that, you know? That kid's gonna remember you saying that he's stupid, you know? And he's gonna use that in his life, and he's not gonna become what he was going to, you know? This program will let you enhance your skills, let you become the man you're supposed to be, you know? And that's what it's all about, man.
I would say the biggest thing I see with Vinny is he's content than he was 5 years ago when I met him. Whereas before, when I seen him, he was physically and mentally and spiritually and emotionally, this anger was his presence, you know. And now I mean, the way he's talking right now, you know, the way he's living his life, he's content, you know, and that brings peace to my heart. I believe that the BAM program is teaching students, maybe for the first time in their lives, that they can they can create the men that they want to become.